Hello students, today we are going to learn about integers. But before learning about the integers, let us just recollect what we learned in our lower classes. See, in your previous classes you have learned about natural numbers. I am going to write the set of natural numbers. As you all know, the natural numbers begin with 1. So, when you write the set of natural numbers, you have to begin with 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and it will go on and on. There is no end at all. Natural numbers are infinite numbers. The natural numbers are otherwise called counting numbers. See, I give you some pencils and ask you to count and tell. How will you start counting? You will start with 1. So you will start counting like this 1, 2, 3, 4 and you will say there are 4 pencils. So natural numbers are otherwise called counting numbers. See, people were using natural numbers, but while doing business and all other things, there was a need for 0. So 0 was included with this set of numbers and the new set was known as whole numbers. Now let me write the new set of numbers called whole numbers. Whole numbers begin with 1. Whole number begin with 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and it will go on and on. So if I ask which is the smallest natural number, you will say 1 is the smallest natural number. Which is the smallest whole number? 0 is the smallest whole number. You have learned addition of whole numbers. When you add two whole numbers, the answer is going to be a whole number. For example, 3 plus 4. 3 plus 4 is equal to 7. 3 is a whole number, 4 is a whole number and the answer is also a whole number. But when you subtract two whole numbers, the answer is not necessarily be a whole number always. Sometimes it is a whole number, sometimes it is not a whole number. For example, 7 minus 3 is equal to 4. 7 is a whole number, 3 is a whole number and 4 is also a whole number. But when you subtract 9 from 6, the answer is not a whole number. It is not going to be a whole number. So now there is a need for a new set of whole numbers called integers. So we are going to learn about the integers today. The new set of numbers called integers include all positive integers, 0 and negative integers. See, positive integers are written along with the sign plus. When you write 1, you can write plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4 and so on. The positive integers can be written without plus sign also. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now negative integers. Negative integers are written with minus sign. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5 and so on. And then we know 0. So positive integers and negative integers along with 0 is the new set of numbers called integers. Today we are going to learn more about integers. For every positive integer, there is an opposite number. There is a negative integer. See, what is the opposite of plus 1? The opposite of plus 1 is minus 1. The opposite of plus 2 is minus 2. If we can say the positive integer without plus sign also. The opposite of 4 is minus 4. So for every positive integer, there is an opposite number. It's a negative integer. The sum of any integer and its negative is always 0. See, for example, you can add 5. And which is its opposite? The opposite of 5 is minus 5. So when you add these two integers, the answer, the sum is always 0. So what is the sum of 7 and minus 7? Yes, your answer is correct. It is 0. 7 plus minus 7 is 0. So 8 plus dash is equal to 0. Children, can you guess what will be the answer here? 8 plus which number is 0? Yes, 8 plus minus 8 is 0. Dash plus minus 9 is equal to 0. So you know the rule. The sum of an integer and its opposite is 0. Here minus 9 is written. What is its opposite? The opposite is 9. So 9 plus minus 9 is equal to 0. So we have learned first rule about integers. The sum of any integer and its opposite is always 0. Next, we are going to learn about representing integers on a number line. Now let us learn how to represent integers on a number line. Representing integers on a number line. On a number line, 0 is always written in the middle. And all the positive integers are written to the right of 0 in one unit distance. Plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5. So the positive integers can be written without plus sign also. So these are all positive integers. And the positive integers are returned to the right of 0 on a number line. All the negative integers are returned to the left of 0 in one unit distance. So minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. These are negative integers. So on a number line, 0 is in the middle and all the positive integers are written to the right of 0 and all the negative integers are written to the left of 0. Okay children, now we will learn about predecessor and successor. How to find out the predecessor of an integer by using the number line. See, you have already learned how to find out the predecessor of a whole number or the predecessor of a natural number. If I ask you which is the predecessor of 5, immediately you will say the predecessor of 5 is 4. So to find out the predecessor, we always find 1 less than the given number. So which is 1 less than 5? 1 less than 5 is 4. So we say 4 is the predecessor of 5. So now we will learn how to find out the predecessor of an integer by using a number line. For example, take plus 5. So, which is 1 less than plus 5? Immediately you will say plus 4. So, plus 4 is the predecessor of plus 5. On the number line, to find out the predecessor of any given integer, always look to the left of it. So which is just left of plus 5? It is plus 4. Okay, which is the predecessor of plus 3? So 1 less than plus 3 is plus 2. So plus 2 is the predecessor of plus 3. on the number line, just look at the integer just left of it. Which is just left of plus 3? It is plus 2. So plus 2 is the predecessor of plus 3. So in the same way, we will come to negative integers. So which is the predecessor of minus 3? The predecessor of minus 3 is, children, can you guess? Yes, it is minus 4, because the integer just left of minus 3 is minus 4. So the predecessor of minus 3 is minus 4. Which is the predecessor of? The predecessor of minus 1. So to find out the predecessor of minus 1, just look at an integer which is left to it. Look at just left of it. So minus 2 is just left of minus 1. So minus 2 is the predecessor of minus 1. So hope you have understood how to find out the predecessor of an integer. Now we will learn how to find out the successor of the given integer. So the successor of any given integer is 1 more than the given integer. The successor is 1 more than the given integer. So if I ask you which is the successor of plus 2 on a number line, you have to just look at the right of the given integer. The given integer is plus 2, and just right of it there is plus 3. So plus 3 is the successor of plus 2. The successor of plus 2 is plus 3. In the same way, the successor of plus 4. To find out the successor of the given integer, you should just look at the right side. So to the right of it, plus 5 is written. So the successor of plus 4 is plus 5. In the same way, we will take the negative integers. Negative integers, take minus 2. To find out the successor of any given integer, you should just look at the right of it. Right. So which integer is just right of minus 2? It is minus 1. So the successor of minus 2 is minus 1. Which is the successor of minus 6? To find out the successor of any given integer, you should just look at the right of it. So which integer is just right of minus 6? It is minus 5. So the successor of minus 6 is minus 5. So children, what we learned about predecessor and successor? The predecessor of a given integer is always 1 less than the given integer. To find out the predecessor of the given integer on a number line, you should always look to the left of it, left of the given integer. And what is the successor of the given integer? The successor of the given integer is always 1 more than the given integer. To find out the successor of the given integer on the number line, you should always look at the right side of the given integer. Hope you have understood how to find out the predecessor and successor of the given integer.